Christoper Columbus, born between August 25 and October 31, 1451, in Genoa, Italy, was a navigator, colonizer, and explorer whose voyages across the Atlantic Ocean opened the way for the widespread European exploration and colonization of the Americas. His exact birth date is uncertain, but he was born to a wool weaver, Domenico Colombo, and Susanna Fontanarossa. Early life. Columbus's early years were marked by his work in his father's trade, but he soon took to the sea. By his early 20s, he had sailed extensively in the Mediterranean and the Aegean. In the mid-1470s, Columbus was shipwrecked off the coast of Portugal, and he eventually made his way to Lisbon, where he continued his maritime career. Pursuit of support. Columbus became fascinated by the idea of finding a westward sea passage to the lucrative spice markets of Asia. After initially seeking support from Portugal and being rejected, he turned to the Spanish monarchy. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain eventually agreed to sponsor his expedition after years of negotiation, providing him with 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. First voyage, 1492 to 1493. Columbus set sail on August 3, 1492, and reached the Bahamian Islands on October 12, 1492. Believing he had found islands off the coast of Asia, he called the inhabitants Indians. Columbus explored parts of present-day Cuba and Hispaniola, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, before returning to Spain in March 1493, where he was hailed as a hero. Subsequent voyages. Columbus undertook 3 more voyages to the New World. A second voyage, 1493 to 1496, he explored the Caribbean further, discovering several islands, including Puerto Rico and Jamaica. He established the first Spanish colony in the New World, Hispaniola. A third voyage, 1498 to 1500, Columbus reached the mainland of South America, exploring the Orinoco River in present-day Venezuela. He faced significant challenges, including rebellion and administrative issues in Hispaniola, leading to his arrest and return to Spain in chains. A fourth voyage, 1502 to 1504, Columbus sought a passage to the Indian Ocean but encountered numerous hardships, including a shipwreck on Jamaica. He never found the passage he sought. Later years and legacy. Despite his discoveries, Columbus faced numerous challenges in his later years, including loss of his titles and wealth. He died on May 20, 1506, in Valladolid, Spain, still convinced he had found a route to Asia. Columbus's voyages had a profound impact on world history, marking the beginning of centuries of transatlantic colonization and interaction. His legacy is complex. He is celebrated for his role in opening the Americas to European exploration, but also criticized for his role in the colonization and exploitation of indigenous peoples. Columbus remains a contentious figure, with his legacy reevaluated in light of the impact of European colonization on native populations. His voyages symbolize both the age of exploration and the subsequent era of European imperialism. Niccolo Machiavelli, born on May 3, 1469, in Florence, Italy, was a Renaissance political philosopher, historian, diplomat, and writer, best known for his political treatise, The Prince, il Principe. His work has had a profound impact on political theory and the concept of political realism. Early life. Machiavelli was born into a moderately affluent family, with his father, Bernardo di Niccolò Machiavelli, being a lawyer. His education likely included classical studies in Latin, literature, and history, providing him with a strong foundation in the humanist tradition of the Renaissance. Political career. In 1498, after the fall of the ruling Medici family and the establishment of the Florentine Republic, Machiavelli was appointed as a secretary in the Florentine Chancery. This position allowed him to participate in various diplomatic missions across Europe, where he observed the political landscapes of France, Germany, and the Papal States. His experiences during these missions greatly influenced his political thinking. Fall from power and imprisonment. In 1512, the Medici family regained control of Florence, and Machiavelli was dismissed from his post. The following year, he was accused of conspiracy against the Medici, imprisoned, and subjected to torture. He was released after 3 weeks but remained in political exile. Literary contributions. During his exile, Machiavelli turned to writing, producing several notable works. The Prince, 1513, perhaps his most famous work. The Prince offers pragmatic and, at times, ruthless advice to new rulers on how to maintain power and control. The treatise is often viewed as a guide to political realism, emphasizing the use of cunning, deceit, and pragmatism over moral considerations. Discourses on Livy, Discorsi sopra la prima decade di Tito Livio. In this work, Machiavelli explores the structure and benefits of republican government, drawing heavily on the history of Rome as described by the historian Livy. The Art of War, Dell'arte della guerra, a treatise on military strategy and tactics. Florentine Histories, Istri Fiorentine, a history of Florence commissioned by the Medici family. Political philosophy. Machiavelli's writings are characterized by their clear-eyed analysis of political power and the behavior of rulers. His most controversial assertion is that the ends justify the means, suggesting that a ruler's primary concern should be the stability and success of the state, even if this requires unethical actions. This perspective has led to the term Machiavellian being associated with political deceit and manipulation. Later life and death. Despite his contributions to political theory, Machiavelli never regained his former political influence. He continued to write and engage with intellectual circles in Florence until his death on June 21, 1527. He was buried in the Church of Santa Croce in Florence. Legacy. Niccolo Machiavelli's works have left a lasting legacy on political thought. His realistic approach to politics, often viewed as cynical, challenged the idealistic views of his contemporaries and reshaped the understanding of political power and governance. The Prince remains a seminal text in political theory, studied and debated by scholars and politicians alike for its insights into the nature of power and statecraft.